Abusia ma ye ma ha mu akwaba efamra ITV so ene aye dwoada obenimbosom ne da etoso adunu nan ewo afie emu bebi bia wo hwe ye afie yara wase papa na awie chenso se kaso a Antimesi Junction ha ena studio yi ewa ye de ensemi esumo efre na kase nsembia ebeto dwa wo mu eni Sesam Jonah ede kokoba ko mampenfo ede afa AI ho ensemban en wokasa ede fa ho ede beso e wokase boy emu sanso so ana atoye nchembuafo ko abo adwadifo a wonu mo nyama eseye anohuba ensemban mo ede ato wonu mo animu na yebekọ yanim ewo ensemfufuro mu 24-hour economy no adesrede ekọ ede ama ban se won hwe sebebo apa bi enyuma ma emebuna ni adwuma ye no womunsa etini akọ wono mo ano yebekọ amanone ensem emusanso so na kensem nsem eka ho bisimadu asantamu ene ye de nsemi eba beso mo ITV so dache hema afia akonua eye midin ye twa ye ho aba na nsem nkyeremu ato aso ensem no emu enkyeremu enie atoye nkyemboafo ko mekire na demokrabata wa santimantamu wonomo deputy director general Ahmed Rafia Afrahim wode adesrede ekọ ama edwedifo a wonomo ewo asantimantamu tichiwu edum be a eja eto ho ma ene wonomo ahweje tire ni ejapade nyina se wosrada shops ya eseye nyina wonu behwe se won be siesie aye bibia ede ama womu ma wonu masanso akọwonchi akodi wonu mu adwa na obo wonu sa no hubayi a na ensem bia ni namo emfra memuo se kamia ye sempenfo ye atwa wonu mu agyo semisi ye fiade wonu mu ente hwe se dabi wonu guso ebobo wonu.
So it is the instruction of the regional minister that we must engage them so that between now and Monday they will find somewhere. It is not all of them that are going to be affected, but we'll create a channel, a path, where vehicles can move through to assist whoever will be affected or need any emergency service. So the NADMO team has gone there. We are going to engage all of them, and Monday we'll send equipment to a place to go and create a path. They are all located at unauthorized places. We don't have a place for them as at now to go. What took place here, if we had had such a path, we would not have had this level of destruction.
Abusia ensamfufuro mu no Industrial and Commercial Workers Union one more abo ababa so ye pa 24-hour economy and so adi hunu a wodi abai wona basobodi animo no and one more extra aban say one to niama ebetimi aboa ma emebunu tichiu a eni adwuma ye ewo memu no wo mo betimi anya adwuma esanses wo bia adwuma bebre ewo memu 24-hour economy ekoso a enyuma bebu so na emeburu anya bi ayent wo mo stress say ntempa want to niama.
We very much hail the idea, but we still think that there's much work to do in terms of explaining and expatiating and defining the 24-hour economy so that everybody can embrace it. If it looks good, we don't think that it should be given a partisan, face. We should all embrace it. We have kept too long in coming out with a national development plan. And it is because of that, situation that is lacking in our country. That is why the unemployment situation is getting worse. But supposing we have a national policy dealing with jobs and dealing with unemployment situation, we would have gotten somewhere by now. So the initiative of government looks good, but the implementation and the commitment is what we need to look at.
Mampeni John Dramani Mahama woguswa appointee na idin abeto montene ene Brigadier General Grover Ashon Anan ene abeto dwa se mampani abonidi se wonkoye commissioner general Farmer Customs Division ma Ghana Revenue Authority na enema entimi enkonkan ewo ho.
Brigade ebetimi akoso ewo Customs Division na won mo ahwe na kwan ahodoɔ bi ese omo fa so na wo mo egege eto edeboa omayi empuntuo no won mo atumi aye ne saa. Omampani John Dramani Mahama ede aseda piesie ema commissioner ya wayi no efri ho no mo eye Brigadier General Ziblim Ayorogo ewo modern boni etu hu acha ya odesom Customs Division ene oman Ghana.
Jatwa Kasie Bono Eso says Sam Jonah Kane Chief Executive the Ma Anglo Gold Ashanti na ene en wobo numewura no kokko chichunu wonu modide enyuma no ewo memu we ye futuo en wode ekwa mo wo mu se wonu mu invest ewo artificial intelligence mu AI a wonu hwe ye pa esan say sa artificial intelligence ebetimi ama dodo no a adwuma ahwere wo mu esan say saa yo betime ye nyuma bebre a wonu mu ehia nyuma bebre na se wonu mu ebeye saa adwuma no eba ne sanso a ebeha pa na wonu samwe atudwa ewo Gold Coast University Leadership conversation a course a wonu mu etonsa ere efre no.
Well, the two again are not what do you call it, what's the expression? It is not either or.
Okay.
You can be decisive and empathetic at the same time. Okay. At the end, let me just give you an example of artificial intelligence, digitization, and all of those things that we are hearing about. Now, if you're a leader and you know that if you invest in a particular AI, whatever, you can get rid of 50 members of your staff. If you're a leader based in the US, you've heard what Donald Trump, Elon Musk is doing. You know, people would cry about it, but it only lasts for a day because almost all the people who leave will find jobs the next day. If you're a leader and you are faced with a similar situation here, and as I said, you invest in one thing which will get rid of 50 employees, you must stop and think. You are decisive. Yes, you've decided you will do this. But think, reflect on it. The 50 people who are leaving cannot easily find jobs. They've got families. They've got children. So think about the ethical dimensions of the decisions that you take as a leader. And as I said to you, you can be effective, you can be decisive, but you can do so without sacrificing what is in the heart. Empathy, common sense, decency, respect.
So say Sam Jonah esanso to just say uye bibia aya adwin konkan na wo dwen akonkan so no na afen so no wo je bibia nimanimu ya na time aboa ma se de apese nyama esisi so no akọ ne sa pepepe ere amaw wose wo hwe emprempre wo hwe wiase asomdwe a aba na afei se de anyama ekwa business leaders and as a penfo wonum ada enuma ahodo ano no na esese wonum ehwe ye pa se ade a wonum eye dache sen na ebekoro.
Leaders must also be courageous enough to make tough decisions that align with their values even when they are unpopular. So how do we tie global leadership and corporate governance to sustainable growth? I'll give you 3 strategies that I have found quite effective. The first one is think long-term and act short-term. It is easier to get caught up in quarterly results, but sustainable growth requires a sustainable long-term perspective. For example, when I led a company through a major digital transformation, we invested in technologies that didn't pay off immediately. but let me say it positioned us for future success. My experience with chairing or being on boards of public companies, that is where you are required to think long term to please all stakeholders, that host governments, communities, and shareholders. And yet, you have to show impressive results quarter by quarter to keep your shareholders happy. It is that which kept our team and I very much on our toes and instilled in us a certain discipline that's harder to come by generally in the private sector. Still, let me confess, certain private companies have the discipline to seamlessly think long-term while acting short-term. Huawei, the Chinese giant, is a good example.
I can see a moon sembre and also no Tebusia, a betray a home, Yaba Sylvester Daka, aka the sports doctor, or a crowd.